how was it for you?
Well, I know two things for sure is the online, this is what I've noticed in consistency is that in order to bring kids back, we've gone a little bit too lax on the workload in person. And then the response online is the opposite, which shows you the conversion gap between it because they have busy work, most classes that are far more than you can imagine. You know what I mean? Especially compressed classes, they're like, it's like so much work. It's like if you want to be an A student and really grasp the material, you're every second that you're not at school and working, if you work 2 days a week, then you're literally doing nothing but reading and studying and doing stuff like that. And that's too much to ask for a 3 credit class, in my opinion.
Yes.
But I've noticed that. Like, have you noticed that gap? Like in person's like pretty light. I was like, this is pretty easy. And then the contrast between that and online classes sometimes are like, what the heck?
Because when I started school, I was the class coming out of COVID. Like my junior year, we ended in COVID, and I started my senior year in COVID, and then ended it kind of coming out of COVID. So I was kind of online those last 2 years, and then when I got here, my classes were in person. But like I had a lot of anxiety from that. So like I didn't really go to my freshman classes because of that. But I ended up taking a year off and coming back. But I was still kind of online. But the only thing about the online was like I don't feel like the professors were that in tune with their students online. So it was like.
And they made up for it by making more busy work. That's what it is. So it's because they couldn't be engaged and actually do it. What they do is they go, okay, well I can't. Normally it'd be great to just have 1 or 2 assignments every like week or so, and then I would engage with them. So instead they go, well, how do I create fabricated engagement through text? Well, I'm gonna give them a bunch of work and discussions to comment on each other. And then you're relying on the other students that don't comment on anything, but they vapidly, I'm gonna repeat the same thing we just happened. And then you're like, how am I supposed to engage with this? It's like, what am I gonna repeat you again? Are we just a nonstop telephone effect in our student? And then it gives me zero incentive. I'm just like.
Yeah, the online classes were just like, the only classes that were good for me online were like, because I'm not really like a math and science person, but like being in person for science, it wasn't that good because the teacher we had, he didn't really speak English. So it was really hard. And then also it's like the way, like if we would ask questions, he would like get mad that he didn't understand.
Well, that's a bad teacher.
So it's like I didn't like doing my math and science on in person because the teachers I had weren't cooperative. But like when it came to like these classes, them being in person for me, like I'm more of a talk it out discussion.
More often than not, if I've had a healthy amount of both, and the ones in person are just on average better.
Yeah.
If you go in person, not only is the workload, I would even say that you could put a little bit more work. To be honest, we could have twice the assignments, and it would still be an easier workload. I actually learn more. Right. But again, it's not that the online are even twice. The online, some of those online courses are like 4 times the work. So it's not even a little bit. It's like this is not even. Like I'm gonna take only in-person classes I can. Like not only do I not
is that noticeable at just Central State?
Well, I won't have this as a reference. It's hard to say, but what the comparison. But it's busy work. I can tell they're like. I mean that guy
to get it accredited.
No. I mean just the work itself.
Right.
Is that what they have to do?
That's how they get it certified as an online class.
Well, some aren't as heavy though. So I know that some of the ones I'm talking about, they don't have to have that much work. I think it's a part of the professor because they know they can't be engaged. And there might be a subconscious guilt there. Yeah. So like, how do I keep the state? How do I feel like I'm still involved, but I can still like ignore them for 2 weeks straight?
Right.
Well, what they do is they put 10 times the work on it.
Like, in person, if your teacher ignores you, you can pop up in class and be like, hey, this, that, and the third. But like as of online, like I always had issues with them not emailing me back and stuff like that. And then even coming to their office, they wouldn't be there. Like all types of stuff like that.
Yeah, that last one I had he wanted and I loved it. It was sucked because it was the second course of philosophy, right? It was when we dig deep into philosophy beyond the intro. And I was excited about it, but he wanted 2 essays a week, right? Just two full he said only 500 words, but even a 500-word essay it's almost as much as a 5-page, right? You know what I mean? Like at a certain point, the beginning is the hardest part.
Did you drop that one?
That's the one that I dropped and took art instead. And then and he wanted 4 comments and 4 responses. And this was like he wanted double that.
Are they ever here in person?
I was like,
are they ever here in person, or is that like?
I don't know. I think it might have been. I don't think I can see it anymore. It might have been the one that you named. You mentioned one. He's like the philosophy / I think he might be one that takes the critical thinking. I don't think so though. It's not Brian. It's not Brian. Is that the one you mentioned? Brian.
It might be Dr. Anderson.
It might be Anderson. He doesn't have a PhD. He has 2 masters.
Oh,
This one, he might even be one that's here.
maybe it is Brian then.
It might be Brian.
I feel like he has two masters.
Because I took one from a guy, I think his name was Chris, the critical thinking one. I liked him, even though his stuff was filled with liberal ideology that was overwhelming. The examples were nothing but one-sided.
Right.
When I challenged him, he didn't give me any flack for it. He said he had a good point. He gave me good grades. So I mean, I like
I
that.
love that.
It's like, hey, you can have whatever you want. If you want,
Yeah.
if you want to pervert the information with a bunch of your own ideology, at least don't fight me and try to like give me a bad grade for it.
Right.
I was worried about that coming in. I'm like, I don't have the same ideologies that a lot of people have. Now,
Right.
well,
I know.
quote
Well,
unquote,
no,
what he said.
I've known, I see that, and we're seeing more and more pushback from it, so.
That's good. We need a balance, man. We need to come to the middle. It makes sense. We've always had a lot of liberal thinking in academia since way back before all this new. I mean, 50 years ago, it was still more liberal because of the type of person it attracts, right? Same with social work. It's right. There's a lot of liberals in social work. It's just that's the people that are most compassionate are usually left leaning.
And
But,
we need a balance, so I
Exactly,
agree
but
with
the
you.
problem isn't just the balance. The problem is that the extreme has started to come to the center of that. So
Uh-huh,
like the extreme, the outliers are now into the middle of that, and that's why they're trying to separate with the idea of woke. So
yeah,
it's like there's a difference between a liberal and a woke, right?
Right.
Woke is like a religion that has nothing to do with liberal. It has to do with the extreme version of that version. And liberal is just compassion. I think that we should act a little bit more. We should help a little bit more.
uh-huh.
Pull up that bottom line. And I'm
There's
glad
a
that
lot of
that's-
social workers that come from a spirituality understanding background of finding the creator in all human beings, and that's why they want to serve them that way. So
For sure.
that's what I do. For me, it was a combination of psychology and theology, and
For sure.
put it together.
Same with me. And the problem we're having nowadays, and I'll end with this comment on this point, is that it's not that their ideology, they're getting indoctrinated without knowing it into actions that are really not what they want, right? Because they want to help, they want to do all these things, we're realizing, wait a second, the stuff we've been pushing before, it's not only not helping the way you think it is, it's actually doing the opposite. You're actually killing people that are poor. Like they're waving the flag of the green movement to say, let's save the people at the bottom the most. But by increasing those costs, right, they're actually killing people in third world countries in troves. They're suffocating themselves
Because electricity's gone up so
because
high.
it's gone up so high, they have to go back to burning wood in their house, and then they die from smoke inhalation. Like, it's
Yeah.
literally like hundreds of thousands of people are dying directly because of our movement there. And then yet they're not saying that to the rest of them. And 80% are actually pushing it. They're like, well, no, we're doing the right thing by saving the world. And it's like that's where you get the perversion, because they're pushing that because they're making money off the solar system. They're making money off of the solar panels. They're making money off of all these movements that now are becoming important. They're making money off taxing companies for emissions, right? And we forget that becomes perverted. It's like, well, what happens if that's actually killing us? It doesn't matter. They have the money now. They're pushing all the power.
Yeah. I've definitely seen it. One of our volunteer efforts in the Guatemalan language school I went to in 2004 was building a chimney for the stoves inside their house. I was like, what? How does this service work? They're like, a lot of them won't do a chimney if they don't have it
hierarchy, man.
pushed on them.
Yeah, they're like, I gotta eat right now, man. I don't have the time. I gotta go out and get that water. I gotta walk 10 miles for that water, and I gotta go find that food. That's all I can think about right
They're
now.
like, I'm not building a damn chimney.
Yeah.
But the chimney was literally saving them from lung cancer. So that was our big
And
volunteer
quick deaths too, not even a little bit.
Yeah.
Yay, you're here.
See, we
So I want to
knew.
wait a little bit. So I wanted to wait to see who else.
We
is
knew
gonna show
leading
up.
the
Okay,
group
well,
this way.
perfect. While everybody's here, can I do mine? You said it just has to be in October?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, can I do mine next Thursday?
Yeah, if that's not the homecoming one. You're in
Oh,
the-
darn.
Is it?
No, do it after. Wait till after. No one's gonna be here.
Okay.
I will, but I'll be the only one here.
Wait, so the week,
I'll be here.
so next
No, we
week,
have
there's
classes.
like nothing academic happening?
I'd say Tuesday we do. I know Thursday they're having a speaker come.
Yeah, I think they said the speakers are coming to your class.
Right.
That's
That's
only
what.
officially Friday and Monday that are off. Friday,
Right.
Friday weekend, that weekend for sure. All classes are on, but up to Thursday we're supposed to be coming to class.
So you could do it Tuesday or the next Tuesday, but it sounds like Thursdays are better for you.
Thursday is alumni visiting day. So.
That's when they're doing the speech in the class next week. Is that
Okay, well, the next available
Wait, what's this?
Thursday, I would like.
Okay.
to- So
This is
we-
your hang on.
Is that the
Sorry,
19th?
That's your worksheet that you're gonna work with.
That
Keep it in order
is
too. It's not a
after,
group.
okay,
It's my group
after
today. Just wait for you guys to show
the
up.
week of the,
Today's my group.
week of the
Perfect.
9th is.
This is assignment
Purpose
2,
sector
so you gotta
features.
turn in your group
This is my
observation.
second assignment. That's the beginning. This is my speech I'm gonna give you guys.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go into the
What's
actual
the
assignment.
equal map thing?
That's not. Right.
I don't see
Ignore
that
that.
anymore. I
It's
don't.
an accident.
Yeah.
It's another class somehow got perverted into.
I know everybody wanted to focus in on.
Yeah,
Make sure you do
I
that
saw
though,
it.
because it's gonna
I
affect our
just
grade if
thought I
you
did
don't get
that.
it.
That's what she said,
You
and I
did.
had to go in and I changed it to be worth 0.1 points because I couldn't even remove it.
Really?
Interesting.
But-
Like a glitch.
Moreover, I
You
want
can't
your
retype it.
observation of a group.
Yeah, I have not done that.
Yes, I know,
You can't
and that's why
retype it.
most people are focusing on the eco.
You
map.
need
They're
a,
like,
Yeah.
but I just want you to do your
You
work.
need
That's
The
period.
Eco map was that was fun. We did that already. That was back.
I know.
You can't retitle it and add new content to it. And make it into an
I
actual
could do that. I could make that like the final paper and then
Yeah, yeah.
change the grade
Change the
back.
grade page and stuff like that. Yeah, if you want.
Because see how it's gone? I actually went in and I like removed anyway. So this is the second major assignment. He's leading a group. First one is you guys observed the group or an AA meeting and then filled out the things that are in there. There's a list of questions there. And it's all
Yeah, I
there.
definitely was focusing on that because I've not done the other thing. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's
I
fine.
haven't been in class in so
Well, you're not
long.
presenting it anyways. You just gotta have your career present today.
Yeah, you just gotta.
Oh, it's you?
I'm waiting for you
What?
guys
Yep.
to today. I'm the only one today.
Hey.
and then we here on the 16th. So,
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna present. on the
Okay.
16th.
You guys,
No,
you guys
here's-
get a new group. You guys are getting
Luckily,
nice
only
tonight.
3 major assignments, but the big paper is long. It's like 10, 11, 12 pages. Creation of your own group. It could include funding and a grant
It's
and
okay.
money.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing, right?
It
So I'm
is.
excited for it because I'm gonna turn
It
this
is.
one into it. This is
And
what
I'll have a halfway turn-in point like November and the final December. So it's 4 turn-ins.
Make it something you really believe in. That way, when you get it done, you actually have it. It'll be a portfolio.
Yeah.
It'll be amazing that your own group. Like, not a lot of people do that.
Should I film that way for the group?
No, I'm gonna stand up there.
Okay.
I want you to come over here.
All right. I can do that.
Oh, you gotta be a student. You gotta be one of the other students now. You can
I
take
like
over my
it.
spot if you
You
want.
want us to write about your group?
Yeah, you need these things to write with.
Yeah. Can I get that? Thank
Do you need this at all?
Do you need a pen? I want you to
Probably.
fill it out too. Yeah.
Probably.
I want you. You're
You
literally.
don't
You can
need
even
the-
sit here if you want. You're just.
You don't need the projection monitor though, right?
No, not necessarily. I mean,
You
unless
could
you can write
plug
on
into
it.
that.
I can't write on it, can I? So I'm not gonna do that. Normally I do a hangman style kind of thing where
Okay.
not only do I have you guys design your own, because it'll make sense when we're doing it, but I also create a mock character so that you can see what it looks like. But since I made these worksheets to accommodate, I don't think we're gonna do that. So, but I do need as many people as I can because we're all gonna participate. And what's cool about it is this group, it's not something that anyone should take lightly. This group is for I don't care if you're 80 years old. This group will create joy and passion and purpose in that moment for the rest of your life if you do it correctly. So this isn't just some willy-nilly thing. It's something I've been working on for a while that I do it in my counseling sessions. But it's the first time I put it into fruition instead of me just winging it. Because I know the concept and I just kind of I have 30-minute groups at my sessions. So sometimes I bring up ideas that I'm learning about and I'm just like, this is a new group. We're just going to talk about it and I'm going to work through it. So I actually was able to create literal worksheets for you guys, and so I'm excited because this is the beginning of this for me.
I love it.
Thank you. It's just fun. So I'm going to start out with kind of almost just like a little, and I haven't practiced it, so forgive me for the for how if it's a little sloppy presenting it because I'm just going to read off the sheet. But I wanted to present the idea first for you guys. As a concept so you can understand why we're doing this and kind of get a little bit of buy-in. So it says, today's world is full of opportunity. So much, in fact, that it can create a kind of choice paralysis. Did you know that you now have more opportunities within a single hour of your life than someone did in their entire lifetime just 50 years ago? This is thanks to the connectivity of the digital world, made even more accessible by the phone in your pocket. Never before has there been such capability and engagement with the world. The realization of endless direction reminds us, just as others before us discovered, that we too can walk any number of pathways. How wonderful it is to live in a time with so few limitations. But as with every advancement, it comes with a cost. A balance is needed to maintain equilibrium. As opportunities become more abundant, the need for intentional living grows, especially if you hope to feel autonomous in your actions. You could think of consciousness as awareness of individuality. As conscious beginnings, that's it, We crave recognition of our choices and the details that separate us from others. The craving drives our autonomy, meaning, happiness, and purpose. Without a clear purpose, our actions, no matter how unique, lack the roadmap that unifies our individuality. Think of a time when you felt special, when you received praise or recognition for your talents or efforts. Maybe it was applause after a performance you poured yourself into, or maybe it was a compliment that made you feel seen. Wow, that's a mature perspective, or I can really tell you're thriving. Notice how those moments of joy were connected to a goal, growth, and a sense of purpose. Positive reflection comes from knowing that your actions are not only unique, but also build towards something meaningful. This pathway can be amplified by adding purpose and intention before the fact. Happiness and joy can be momentary feelings, but purpose roots them. Relying on fleeting feedback leaves us disoriented since meaning is measured over time, not in bursts of instant gratification. So what I meant to say there was relying on our own feelings, our emotions, doesn't really give us any actual joy in life. It just gives us these momentary things that flip out of our memory. So we need something that allows us to build to something else. And then we can see it actively as growing inside of us. It says, so if consciousness requires individuality and individuality requires purpose, how do we navigate the process premeditatively, like ahead of time, especially with the endless sea of opportunities that can make us uncertain about our choices? It's simple. It's simpler than it seems. We compare strawberries to cherries. How do you know what you prefer if you've never considered that you may only have time to eat one? When a decision isn't finite, you default to what you've always chosen while keeping the comfort of maybe one day. This preserves options, but also prevents deeper understanding. You don't learn why you enjoy what you chose. And you may overlook that something else or some detail of it could bring you a greater joy. Not every cage is a prison. A cage of committing to a path reduces distraction and half-finished projects. It frees us from wandering into relationships we don't care for or chasing meaning that feels imposed rather than chosen. Just like social restrictions, politeness, proper conduct free us from consistent calculations, this cage frees us from cognitive overload, allowing us to focus on what matters most. The key is to compare deeply strawberries versus cherries. Why do you like one over the other? Both are sweet, but what makes their sweetness different? Perhaps it's the balance of sweet and tart in the strawberry that resonates. But discovering the finer details behind our preferences, we find threads that connect to other passions in life. This clarity directs our energy towards goals we'll later admire and appreciate. To do this, lay out all possibilities side by side and ask, if I could only choose one for the rest of my life, which would it be and why? The goal is not to restrict your right to change, but to focus purpose, align actions, and strengthen self-understanding. This is a lifelong process, something to revisit often because we are creatures of both habit and change. The antidote to stagnation, confusion, aimless wandering, and even depression is purpose. Not one picked from society's lineup, but one chosen with deep awareness of what we love and why. Purpose is not lightning or divine inheritance. It is a systematic process of questioning without limits, connecting subtle details across our interests, and building a thread of meaning that makes life whole. So that was my little, thanks for bearing with the speech. That was my little opening to give you guys an idea of the philosophy behind why I want to do this group and how important it is. So now we get to the actual exercise itself. And I want to start out by everybody, I know we know each other all here, but let's go around and introduce yourself and then share something that you enjoy and why.
Hey guys, my name is Increase. I'm a junior social work major. Something I enjoy doing is cooking. I like to connect. I like learning about different cultures, and I feel like a way that I do that is like learning about their recipes and seeing what it's like, looking at the history of the food. And I like sharing cultures, and I like sharing things in general. So when I cook, I cook a lot for people around me, so they can enjoy. But yeah.
Nice, I like that. Thanks, Increase.
Hello, my name is Classy. Something I enjoy doing is coaching. I feel like coaching is a part of the social work world. If you think about it, also it allows me to like work with younger students, especially like in my city. There's like a lot mentally that goes with them, and I feel like just coaching, you aren't just coaching the sport, you're also coaching them through like life lessons and stuff like that they can use out in the outside world. So
That's awesome. Remind me your name again?
classy.
Classy. That's cool. Go ahead.
My name is John Trouth. I've been a social worker for a while, and that's something I still love to do. Like, I still practice. A lot of teachers don't practice after they start teaching. That's how I got it at Miami University. So I like engaging in the social working. Teaching is still learning about. There's still so much we can learn. So lifelong learning.
Nice. I like that. Cool. I'm Andrew. I enjoy personal development and psychology because it helps me understand myself and align my behaviors with my values more and more every time I dig deeper into it. And those outcomes give me better results in life, and the world seems to give me what I need. So I want to do one more game, and I don't know if you guys ever played. It's called Finish the Sentence, and it's meant to be silly, right? We use words to go around the circle and create a story together. Don't focus on coherence, just connection. For example, the man, woman, or cat ran, walked, jumped, threw, down, up. The, when, right? It's kind of, you can just add word here. Try to keep it on track, but don't worry about it. If it's something ridiculous, it doesn't matter. That the game is to say one word only and to keep going until we create a story. So, A,
Girl.
Went
2,
town,
2,
by
marijuana.
after,
drinking.
orange juice.
For Cottonmouth, that's 2 words.
you can say 4.
4,
Cotton, mouth.
Mouth.
No, I said mouth, sorry,
Oh.
cotton mouth.
Wait, you said. Wait.
4, cotton mouth. Don't worry, just the next word.
And I don't know.
You're doing good. No, you're not. You just don't focus on the whole story. Just the next word. So for cottonmouth and
2,
hydrate,
there,
Stomach.
4,
health,
because,
She.
needs.
electrolytes,
2,
Sustain.
Her.
health.
okay, we'll end on that. That's good. So that's exactly how it's supposed to go. That's the. It doesn't matter where it goes. It kind of gets you a little comfortable and less focused on the doing right or wrong. It's like it's not about doing it wrong. You just say whatever you want. There is no such thing as wrong answers. And the reason why that's important is because the next part of this group is I want you guys to really focus on not limiting yourself. When we start to consider what we want to do in the future, one of the biggest things that stops us is we have all these things in our head that try to short the system. They try to reduce the amount of work by saying, oh, well, I'm not even going to consider all this stuff because I know that I only want this, right? And that's the problem. The reason why we haven't found purpose is because we haven't considered things outside of that bubble. And we also haven't realized that maybe something really arbitrary that's way over here in an island that you never thought was anywhere near your bubble of what you wanted has a detail in it that informs what to do within that bubble that you want. So life is complex for a reason. Okay, so there's a little opening script too that I'm going to do real quick. Yeah, so I want you to open your minds. I went through that already. Think back to even when you were a child. Remember what you told others and yourself and what they saw in you. So just like kind of give it a little moment just to kind of think about, imagine yourself from way back when you were earliest memory till now and all of the possibilities of what you wanted out of life in every detail. It doesn't have to be everything at once. Just kind of frame that in your mind, even if you just say it to yourself in that moment. During this exercise, there are no limitations. Imagine you have all the time in the world, all the money, and all the abilities you need to achieve everything you've ever wanted. Every possibility you can think of is valid. This process takes time. Perhaps presenting it in a 30-minute group. I'm presenting it in a 30-minute group, but you want to reflect on this for the next few days, adding new insights as they come. You may even find it helpful to ask a close friend or family member for their perspective. They may see your strengths differently than you do. It makes this active. It makes this process active. We'll share answers aloud and then use, or this is an active process. We'll share answers aloud and then use them to define the purpose of a fictional character. Now, I'm not going to do that part. So I'm going to leave that part out because I had that originally, but I would need a board to kind of work with that. Yeah, well, that's okay. I mean, I revamped these sheets to be completely like, so you guys can just do it yourself. So the guidelines of this whole thing is that it says for the sake of time and space, we're not going to do the, normally you'd want to do at least 25 in each category. I'm going to give you guys 5 questions. And normally you'd want to fill at least 25 answers for each one of these questions. And then we're going to reduce it down. But stop till you, yeah, okay. So we're just going to jump into it because I know these stuff by heart. Okay, so first question is, and I would write it up, but you guys have it in front of you. There's the big 5 questions first. So first, just for the sake of doing this warm up, because I didn't say it specifically, but think back on times that you felt recognized, accomplished, or proud. Write down 2 to 3 moments that stand out. So just for a minute, we're going to take a minute and just write down fill out that first question. It doesn't have to be a huge description, but times where you felt recognized, accomplished, or proud. You could be remembering a parent that recognized you or a friend. Could be an event that you accomplished, some performance that you did. You worked really hard on a paper that you completed, an essay that you were proud of. For those of you watching, might be hard to see, but this is the paper. So you can pause it here if you want and see if you can see those words in those questions. The first page that we're working on. So feel free to pause it and just kind of write these down if you need to. All right, I'm going to share mine really quick, and it's okay if you wrote a bunch or details to it. There's no wrong answers. Mine was just some of the shows I completed in Portland, learning ukulele, and attracting a princess. Those are some of the biggest accomplishments that solidified something really important to show that my integrity and character had changed. My ability to work small incrementally over years, 15 minutes a day to become a better ukulele player, and the culmination of all my work over the years in Portland and being the musical director. Those are some of the big moments that remind me of wonderful things. And so we'll start out too with the first question. It's what do you want to have? So I want you to write down a couple of ideas. It doesn't have to be 25, obviously. If you're doing this on your own when you get home, I encourage you to don't stop writing. When I first did this, every one of these questions had about 3 pages, this comma, that comma, literally. I had hundreds on each one when I first did it. You don't have to do that, but I would recommend pouring everything out, even stuff you barely thought you wanted at one point, even stuff that were a whim in your head. But for now, just do the ones that stick out most. So what do I want to have? Things, possessions, security. So I'm going to share just a couple of mine. It's okay if you guys are still writing. So, and then we're going to go around and I want us all to share at least one. But feel free to share a couple if you need to. We'll have a few minutes each. But I want a big house with a glass hallway. I want two wings of my house to be connected by one of those greenhouses that I could, with like birds and like plants in it. So I can go from the dining area into my bedroom area while walking through it. I want a rainbow in the backyard, right? Self-generating rainbow. I want a nice car. I want a family. I want 10 ukuleles at least, expensive ones.
They're like 2,000 each, aren't they?
Well, then you can $200.
Okay.
Even my best one's like $400. Now,
Okay.
you can get a $2,000.
Right, that's
yeah,
right.
you can definitely get a couple $100 though at least. I'd say a good ukulele is like $400. But again, that's, if you'll notice something like that, that means there's a lot of goals spill out of that. You know what I mean? There's money, a culmination. There's places for me to store the ukuleles. We're searching for the type of ukuleles I want. So what's one of the things that you put on there?
I had a big list. I cheated by doing love/spirituality/security, warm and affordable house/abode, and then a food forest with a perennial garden.
Nice. What does the affordable house look like? Just off the top of your head, what does it look like? Is it big, 1 story, 2 stories? Big garage, 2-car garage? In the forest, in the woods, in the city?
As much as I don't like a lot of the green movement, I do like it to be easy to heat and easy to heat and cool and produce its own electricity, but then also a permaculture design. So where you have zones, zone 1, 2, 3 with food, it's related to food, and then chickens, and then cows, and then like layers of food production,
That's awesome.
self-sustaining food production.
I like that. That's cool. What about you, Grease?
I said money, a family, a daughter, a nice house, a vacation home. I want to get my certificate of pharmacy tech.
How much
learning
money?
Instrument. I don't know how much a lot of money is, but I want it all.
So it didn't make sense of that.
25 an hour.
Do you want enough money to be comfortable? Do you want enough money to be comfortable and make big risks?
Yeah, I want enough money to be comfortable and make big risks. I don't want to be like a billionaire or anything.
But you want to be able to blow something on an investment, have it fail, and not be hurt by it.
Like I want to be able to buy expensive things like a car like off the lot and not have to think about it. Like I don't have to save money for it. Like it's just something I can do. Like just buy money. No. Yeah.
No, that's great. That's great. So you see how the details matter. How the deeper you get into it, that's I have you expand on it.
And I have like 20
Keep
things
when
right
you
here.
go home and do this at home. Literally, don't stop until you're satisfied. Don't stop until like I can't think of anything else. Literally.
Yeah.
It's like I got a passport. Like I need to get my passport.
And then ask, yeah.
I don't know, but I'm not a citizen yet, so.
Okay.
Why do you want a passport?
Because I love culture, so I want to travel a lot.
There you go.
I have to get my citizenship and then get a passport.
So there's goals about how to get the passport, how to get the citizenship, where I'm going to travel to, how much money do I need.
Yep.
There's like a spill of goals that come out of this, right?
Okay.
And so what about you?
Okay, question.
Last
Which
week?
one are we doing?
What do you want to have? What do I want to
I
have?
wrote them all of them, but.
What do I want to
You
have?
filled it out. Holy shit.
We're going one at a time. So what do I want to have?
Oh, this is what you want to have.
Yeah.
Not what I do have. Okay, well,
Nope, what do you want to have? It's imaginary. This is your life is perfect. You have everything with no limitations, and it's right now. Boom, existing in your life. What is it?
What do I want to have? I want to have a nice paying job. One that doesn't make me feel like I'm wasting my time. 'Cause that's exactly how I feel.
So you want to have meaning, like, that there's more than just paying, right? You want to have meaning in your
there's
job.
way more to it, because I feel like with that, I just feel like I'll never want to stop. And then at the same time, I'm getting, like what Increase said, a good paying job. I have enough amount of money to, be able to do the things that I want without worrying. But one of my main things is I want to be able to pay bills without having to worry about when's the next check or whatever coming. Like, I like to have enough money in my account for bills just to be paid without me having to think about how much is next. Like, I just know, it's already taken out of my account, but I still have money to do whatever I want.
And you mentioned something else there, class. You said, I want to have a job. You implied that you wanted to have a job that you enjoyed going into.
Yes.
So it's so that's the thing that matters more than anything, because sometimes we find better ways to manage our money, even if it's a lesser paying job, if we love it more. We have less vices. We have less things that eat at our life that we use to offset or compensate for. So remember, both those things are important. This is about the details within. I want a job that keeps me steady and allows me to make mistakes, but also to stay on top of my bills, right? But also just as important, if not more, is I really want to be there. I want a job that I really want to come in. I want to get excited when I get up in the morning to go get that money. Not just because it's money.
Like, when I go to work now, it's just like, oh my goodness, I don't want to work. I feel like I shouldn't have to work. But like, I know me as a person, I don't like just sitting down and doing nothing. Like, I want something to do. But that job I have in the future, I don't want it to feel like work, basically.
So remember that detail without moving forward, because we're going to get to a question that's going to help you expand on that too. Right. So that's the have, right? So next, I want you to do the same thing, but imagine what you want to see, right? Wonders, experiences, beauty, events, places, right? What are they right now? So spend a minute just writing down the things you want to see in the world. Yeah, my list was very long on this one too. There's a lot of things I want to see in the world. A lot of stuff, conceptually and literally, like events, literal structures and monuments and sceneries. Right? I wanted to see the concept of like more connection and community. It's a lot. I say there's no wrong answer. This is an imaginative exercise. You're supposed to just completely break out of those grooves in your mind that keep us limited to feeling defeated, as well as having too much. The paralysis doesn't come from just the knowledge of there being a lot of choices. Sometimes choice paralysis just comes from not realizing how to direct that thinking and which ones we like more than the other. Right? It's just everything feels blurred together. It's like if you never question what is more important about the strawberry or the cherry, then you don't even understand why. You label it as, well, they're both sweet. And it's like, yeah, but if you only had one to eat, what would it be and why? And so who wants to start with what they want to see?
I can go.
Go ahead.
I said the Niagara Falls from the Canada side, Mount Fuji in Japan, pyramids in Egypt. My favorite artists in concert. I've never been to a beach, so I really want to go to a beach.
Why do you want to see the Niagara Falls from the Canadian side?
I heard that's the best. This is better than the New York side.
And so
I have to get my passport to go to Canada.
So when you're exactly see the connection. So we're going to go into the thread in a bit here. It talks about why this is important to do. So because it's about unifying. The end result is that we're going to unify these, and it's going to really drive you to say no to things because of the burning yes of the things that you want in life. It's going to allow you to manage a little better. So you wanted to see it from that side because you heard it's the most beautiful. If you close your eyes right now, can you imagine what you're seeing? What can you imagine is the thing that you're so happy about?
About
seeing that waterfall. Like what specifically? What are you imagining right now when you're like, I'm from that side because they told me this is the best view?
Yeah.
What are you picturing?
Just a waterfall. Like has a waterfall. I don't know. I like going on nature walks and stuff and just seeing like nature stuff. I've been to like the parks in Columbus, and there are things like that. I just want to see on a bigger scale. If that makes sense.
That's awesome. That makes total sense, right? So now you just separated more finely the idea that you want the beauty and the awe of nature even more than the lighting and color necessarily, right? Because then maybe some things you'll find a thread that's like, wait, I need to get more into art. Or you realize I need to go into the woods more. I need to go into the world, and I need to like look at animals. Maybe animals are even a part of it in some way. Seeing the fish jumping out of it. All right, what about you, John? What do you need to do?
I put northern Canada / Northern Lights, North Pole, Alaska, Arctic Circle, and then an intentional community with food, forests, and gardens.
Why the focus on the north? You like the
I
cold?
don't want to travel flying anymore. I don't know what it is.
I see.
I want to kind of simplify down and get it to where it's. I travel a lot, and I feel spoiled because of that, and I want to simplify travel.
That's a good way to reduce a lot of possible places you want to see, right? It's like, because now it's like, well, if there's only so many compared to the amount that I have to travel and fly for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And then you mentioned some stuff that was kind of, it sounded like colder areas. You must not mind the cold, right?
I love the cold.
You love the cold.
Yeah,
See,
I love the cold.
So, and you would see yourself visiting or living there.
Probably visiting summertime too, so that would make it warmer. I've been to Alaska in the summer, but I would like to go back.
But you wouldn't want to be there 24 hours all the time.
I always said I would want to move there one summer, May, and live 2 summers and 1 winter. Because you have 24 hours of daylight,
Yeah. Oh.
but then you have 24 hours of darkness, but then I would want the 24 hours of daylight.
Remind me your name again.
Again?
You don't have to right now, but what remind me your name again?
Zakia, ZAHKIYA.
Zakia, that's how you say it? Okay, cool. Awesome, Zakia. Thanks for doing this. Right now, I'll catch you up just for this part. You can do the rest in your own time, like later if you want, but write down a couple things that you want to see. What do you want to see? Remember, there's no limitations. It's everything you can imagine since you're a kid to now. You only need to do a few examples here, but anything you want to see in the world, anything you've ever wanted to see in life. It could be like me, where my child, and we'll get there too. I want to see my child get born. I want to see a black sand beach. I want to see cherry blossoms in Tokyo. Right. So it doesn't have to be an actual thing. It could be an event. It can be pretty much anything you can imagine. So while we're going on, I'm going to go to Classy and just think about, write a few things down because I want to have you get engaged too.
One thing we all got in common is Canada, I see.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I wonder why.
But yeah,
It's so close.
oh wait, that's part of the one I want
It's
to go,
pretty
but
close.
still, we still
Yeah.
go to Canada.
Yeah.
But the ones that I want to see is an aquarium, clear sea and ocean water, and then the Museum of Christ.
Oh, where's that?
I know they have one in Texas, but I think there's 2 of them. But like, it's just like I've seen it on TikTok, and it's like I really want to go because I think they have one. I think they have have you ever heard of the Creation Museum?
Yes.
I've been to that, but I don't think that one's completely centered around Christ. But
Right.
this one specifically, if you can like just go on TikTok or whatever, like it's just completely
That's awesome.
different.
So why that museum? Is it for religious reasons or is it for just the beauty of the structures in it?
More so both, like, because I am a Christian and
Me
I
too.
do believe in God, and it's just like I feel like we only have the Bible and then like we only have movies, and like I really like museums, so like seeing like the Bible in a way come to life, it's just like okay, I can imagine myself being there in that moment, like in a way. So
You want to see?
Now
You feel like it would enrich your experience and understanding and belief in Christ too?
yeah, I don't necessarily think the understanding part, because like I don't know. I kind of get the thing around like, you know, the Bible being man written and stuff like that. So people may not actually believing in it, but it's just like, I don't know. There's just like a part of me, I don't know. I want to see it. Like just from what I see on TikTok, I just feel like, I'm a museum person. I went to Washington, DC one time, and I've been to the African American Museum. I didn't get to go to the Holocaust one, but I think they even had a creation museum. They had one for dinosaurs too. Like I just love each and every one. I didn't get to hit every single one, but I love museums. Like,
It sounds like you have an interest in history in general and just in that
Yeah.
the physical
history has
observing of
always
it
been
too.
my favorite. subject.
That's cool.
And then the aquarium and the clear sea is just, I'm scared of water. So like, my biggest fear is drowning, but being at an aquarium, it's like I can be surrounded by it and I can actually see what's in it. And I love aquatic life, so like, yeah.
It's a way to protect yourself a little bit from that fear, but also experience it, right?
Yeah.
It's funny, I have a similar, the reason why I want to see a blue whale is because it terrifies me. So I want to go there, but for my goal, it's because I know that I grow every single time I face my fears. So that's why I really want to do that. I'm terrified to think about a big skyscraper-sized mammal underneath me. But I'm going to do it one day. All right, what about you? Zakaya?
What number are you on?
Just see. It's okay. You don't have to do them all right now. It's okay that we're doing them one at a time. So if you need to stop for a minute, we're on just C right now. That's fine. So what do you want to see?
I want to see myself successful.
Mm-hmm. What does success look like to you?
I guess from a lot of money.
So well off with finances, right? Does your success look like someone being proud of you?
Yeah.
Is there a family that you care about? Someone that you would, if you made them proud, it would make you really happy and feel successful?
Yeah. I also want to see my kids successful. I would love to see generational wealth, you know? Yeah, that's all.
It's in a sense kind of living on in that way too. Like, no, it's knowing that your kids are doing okay and that a PCU is still kind of propagating into the world. That's cool. It's cool. I like that. Yeah, I wanted to see the cherry blossoms, and I realized at first I thought I wanted to go and live in Tokyo, and then I narrowed it down. That's why I have cherry blossoms on here, because at first it started out with I want to live in Tokyo. This has to do with where I want to go more. That's why I'm transitioning into it. But I realized after measuring it out, knowing that I also want a wife, I also want to settle down. I don't want to leave my family. I want to be near my family, and they're not coming to Tokyo with me. So I resolved to going, actually, you know what it was? I narrowed it down. I was like, I actually don't necessarily want to go, because I started getting really scrutinized. And I'm like, why did I want to live in Tokyo? And I was like, really, I want to see that massive cherry blossom happen. And I want to go to cosplay events. And I was like, well, not only can I get that cosplay in a lot of places, but I can go to Tokyo to visit during the cherry blossom season, right? So it allowed me to narrow it down and align my goals a little better. So we're going to go into where do I want to go? Right, so this is a good one too. So take a few minutes and just imagine places to live, travel destinations. You can even go where I want to go in life. I want to go to the top of my field. You know what I mean? Like it can be even conceptual, but focus also on literal. I keep writing. I'm going to start sharing mine so we can keep the time going. I want to go to Tokyo. Obviously, I also want to go to Mexico. And when I asked myself why, it was because I want to learn the language, and I believe that if I'm immersed in it for even just 6 months, I'll accelerate that learning, tenfold compared to even years and years of study. I know that from a lot of stuff that I've read. So I want to go to Mexico to learn a language for a purpose, not just to be in Mexico, but to learn Spanish. Hawaii for the black sand beaches, right? The white sand beaches. The ocean, because I want to see a blue whale. So there's a lot of places. I want to go to the deep ocean. So I'm going to have to go, if I'm going to see a blue whale, I'm going to have to pay a lot of money. Probably going to take a lot of classes on scuba, right? Because there's all kinds of stuff to make it, and I'm going to have to be willing to risk my life. And so I got to ask myself those questions, be like, it's not just about seeing a blue whale. Remember, even if the whale itself isn't really that, you want to face that fear, the ocean could kill you. So like you could get out there. So you're going to go on a cruise that does this, or you're going to go with a private person, right? There's a lot of things to consider there. And after I have children, I may reassess that. Who knows? I may be like, it's not worth it to risk my life as a father. But who knows? That's still part of one of my goals. So what do you want to share? Where you want to go?
Yeah, where do I want to go? I want to go to Seoul, Korea. I just like the Korean culture so much, and I really want to visit. Tokyo, Japan is also one of mine. Somewhere I want to revisit. Once I get my passport, I'm gonna go back to Nigeria. I'm Nigerian. I was born and raised there, so I'm gonna go back. She started talking, and I put the Museum of Christ because I actually looked it up.
That's cool.
I remember when I was younger, I really wanted to go to Jerusalem because my dad had gone on a pilgrimage. So that was really interesting. I really wanted to go. But no, Museum of Christ is close enough. And I started learning Spanish. I don't know why, but I really love Buenos Aires, Argentina. So I started learning Spanish because of that. And I really want to go there. So,
It's good to go there to practice your Spanish too.
I
Engage a little bit more and then go
And
there and feel good about the fact that I get it, I figured it out.
But it's kind of crazy because I'm learning like the Latin Spanish, like all my Spanish teachers has been like from Mexico or like Colombia, and like it's not like Argentina. Like they talk totally different. But I still like try to watch things in like some Spanish Argentina shows just so I can understand the dialects difference. So.
Yeah, that's why I want to immerse myself for the same reason, just because it really, you don't learn, you can learn, study all you want, but it's, when it comes to language, you got to be in it. In it, man. I don't care if you spend 4 years, if you're not in it, you're going to forget that quickly.
I was hoping we had like a transfer or like travel thing here at Central, like coming in, but we were going to plan that to go to Colombia for Spanish students, but that never worked out, and it's Tiffany Court.
It's kind of money too, isn't it? There's especially now, there's no issue. What about you, John?
Which teacher quit?
Tiffany Clark.
She was the Spanish teacher?
Spanish teacher.
Yeah, I don't remember. Okay. I also kind of stayed close. I'm now redistributing my dreams for like my kids' dreams in places I can take all 4 of them and reasonably. So I did Mammoth Cave, Red River Gorge, Kentucky, Damascus, Virginia Beach, we brought them there a few years ago, Ora, Michigan Beach, and then Managua, Nicaragua, or Rivas, where I used to live and learn Spanish.
That's cool. That's cool. So if you just as a thought experiment, if you had no limitations and you can go like this and your whole family would be there with no cost, no effort whatsoever, where would it be?
And no danger, maybe.
Nothing. Yeah, you're an invincible being.
No danger. Nicaragua, because they did say it got bad after 2018, and like gringos shouldn't visit. It's gotten better since. It's kind of comunista a little bit. So
That makes sense. The reason why I always like to mention that too is because the point of having it, literally imagine that there's nothing that stops you, like you don't even have any restrictions, isn't because you will bend over backwards and kill yourself to get there. It's because it actually allows you to highlight and go, wait a sec. So if I can't, but I really want that in a vacuum, what about it do I want? And then you say, what do I imagine doing? Oh, it's a specific type of cave. And then you go, oh man, maybe there's one of those caves somewhere else. And you just start to get really scrutinized and go, oh, and this is important because it's not enough just to go for the next best thing. We forget how often the best thing that we want is out there. It just might not look exactly like we think it is. And we assume that our real destination is the career we chose or the place specifically that we want to go to, but it's never that. We can't want to go somewhere or be something that we've never been. It's not something we relate to. We relate to the tiny little details that make up those things. And those details exist all across the world in so many ways. So that's why it's really important to be really creative with this, not to hang a carrot over and go, oh man, I'm getting disappointed now, but then to start dissecting it and be like, oh man, I actually can have everything I want. It just might not look the way I want it to. So what about you, Lassie? Where do you want to go?
I say Canada, Texas, and the Caribbean.
Nice. Why?
Canada because so when my high school, our dance department, we travel for this like it's not only blacks, but like it's basically black centered. I forgot what it was called, but basically dancers from all over the world come together in one spot and they learn from all different teachers and all this stuff like that. And one of the places they got to go was Canada. And then my friend, she recently just came from Canada for her birthday, and it's just like I feel like Canada is just a place I would love to experience.
That's pretty cool.
And then Texas, mainly because of the museum and the aquariums that I've seen. So like those both tie into that. They have like a lot of really nice aquariums and museums. that I've been looking up. So it's like, I really want to go out there. And then the Caribbean, because I've heard they have like really nice blue water. And I won't step my foot in water that I can't see through.
See, and what's great about these details, you're going to expand on this idea of like the museums, the water, right? And realize it's not the places, because one time you might, as you're managing your life and the finite amount of time that you exist in, you might get to the point where you're like, I can't literally go to all these places. But you'll be like, well, wait a sec. Why do I want to go to that museum? Oh, it's because this specific type of exhibit. There's one like 6 miles from my house that has a portion of it. Oh man, I don't have to go all the way that far. There's actually this place I never knew existed that's even closer that has that water. Like that's why it's important to keep breaking it down to as rudimentary of a detail as you can, because that's what you really want. And we never actually want a destination, and it's really important because then you can have everything you want. What about you?
I want to travel to Italy for the pasta. I want to go Bora Bora for the clear water. I want to travel to Dubai, ride the camels.
Oh, nice. See, so camels, and it's good. I like that. I think that's really good. I'm gonna start compressing it because it's 2:15 is the end of the class, right? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna start compressing it a little bit just so I can get to the rest of the stuff. So next one is do. Just jot down a couple things, and I'll only ask you about one thing for each one of these. So what do you want to do? Remember, it's actions, activities, skills, work with your hands or mind. Not I want to be a doctor. What specifically, if you close your eyes, that you're doing over and over again for the majority of the time, what would it be? Would you be talking to people? Would you be using your hands? Would you be writing to spread ideas? Would you be traveling while doing it? What do you literally want to do? Literally the physical action or cognitive effort that you're putting out there. So like, for instance, I want to talk. That's why I'm here in the first place, right? Whatever I want to do with my job, I want to be talking. Because I like to talk, and I'd rather do that. I also like to work with my hands. That's why I work as an aide too. I like to physically move because it's good for my health. And so that's something that I think about. I want to do both those things. That means I don't mind. I want a job to be heavy, conceptual. I want to use my mind. So I want to be able to work with my material and create new ideas, have works of like my own writing and regurgitate them and do them in a public speaking setting. But I also want the job to be a little active. So when I look for work, it usually has a bit of both, where I'm, physically moving around and lifting things and also talking. And then if I end up having a job that's only talking, then I'm going to find a way to compensate for that. So I have my physical movement, which means it's lifting and working out. But what do you want to do?
Grow my own food and generate my own heat, build the house, Earthship. Those are like out of recycled materials and building community, like an intentional community.
And since you're already here now, you like to do the teaching thing, right? So you like teaching people. You like to impart knowledge. You like to physically talk about it and to create curriculums and stuff like that. I want to do mind work and I want to speak kind of thing. What about you, Grace?
I don't know what we're talking about literally what we're doing, but what I wrote was like pottery. I like photography.
So you want to be art? You want to work with your hands?
Yeah, for the pottery part. I have to learn it first, but yeah. And I really want to learn an instrument. I don't know why, but I just want to. So.
And then imagine what helps too to think about what you really want to do is think about what you do when you're not being paid because you like doing it. Right? I talk a lot, even when I'm not here, right? When I'm out with my friends, I go out to intellectual debates and I just like to talk. And I realize that's what I do even if you don't pay me. So usually the thing you want to do will be something you do anyways, whether they're paying you or not. So think about what you do at home the most. And obviously, even if it's something like you spend time like doing something that maybe you can't imagine as being something the world wants, imagine a way that you can turn that passion into something that the world can kind of get from.
I also put on here like building my own kitchen. I don't know. I feel like I want to do like something where I'm able to cook for people even if I'm not gonna pay. I have the resources to be able to cook for people and like just provide food for people that need food.
That's cool. I like that. What about you, Lexi?
One of them I did learn of trades or get like a license in something like being pregnant. I've just seen like a lot of like the ultrasound techs and stuff like that, and like I'm kind of like really interested in it and like or being a doula and stuff like that. So like
So you want to work with babies and pregnant women?
Yeah, like I think I'd like to do that on the side of like being a social worker.
And you might even find a way to do both at the same time, right? So, the biggest part of that, you like to physically help move those things, and do you like working with the equipment? Do you like talking to the people?
I really want to learn all of that. Like,
which one do you like more?
I
Bedside
think I
manner?
like the ultrasound one more
So the technology
Yeah.
and interfacing. Yeah, that's great. Think about that. Because when we get to narrowing down, you're going to have to pick just one for the sake of thinking about the one you want most. So what about you?
I want to learn how to play piano.
It's pretty cool. What if there was one thing you could do over and over again, and that'd be your life for like 40 plus hours a week? What would it be? What would you literally be doing? Gardening? Would you be talking to people?
Oh, like that's in my.
Just period. Just imagine no limitations. If I had to do this thing over and over again and be happy, what would it be?
What makes me happy?
Do you work with your hands a lot? Do you do art?
I like to type.
You like to type? So writing.
Yeah.
Writing and typing, yeah. That's a thing, right? There's all kinds of stuff that stems out of the idea of writing and putting your thoughts down and digesting ideas. All right, we're gonna go to B real quick, and I'm gonna wrap it up. I think we won't get to all of it, but I'm gonna kind of jump through the rest of the explanations at least, because this group is at least 30 to 45 minutes long. So what do you want to be? And this is type of person, role model, character, leader. If you can imagine not becoming the person, but taking on their best traits, having the stuff that they have, but be you, who would it be? This is one of the hardest one for younger generations because we don't talk about role models as much as we used to. And there's so many fake ones out there now with celebrities that it's really easy to not really think of them as role models. We worship a lot of people we shouldn't. Let's think of it that way. We worship a lot of people that actually we wouldn't want to be, but we like their work. So who do you want to be? And one of the most obvious ones, I want to be like Christ if I can. I think I'll always fall short, but I want to walk the way he did if I can.
Yeah, that's. I was like, okay, well, I already finished mine, so I'm just gonna
Go ahead.
say mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of mine was like a God-fearing woman, but like I feel like when people think of that, they think like, oh, I'm uptight and I don't show this and that. Like that's not the type. I want to still like be me in a way, but like God-fearing. Like
Who is that already right now in the world that you know of? Is there someone you're thinking of? You imagine a God-fearing woman. Who
There's like a couple women in my life that I'm thinking of, but it's like, you know, no one's ever reached the perfect one and no one ever will be. So it's like, it's qualities that I take from each and every one of them. But
Write them down though. When you do these lists, write down specifically that it's okay if they fall short of the entirety, because you can use multiple of them to piece together like a Frankenstein and create one of your own, right? So it's okay if they fall short. There's a lot of things. I like Jim Rohn. I want to be like Christ, even though I know that I can never reach that completely. I want to keep striving towards that. Jim Rohn's a public speaker. I really respect Jim Rohn because of that. He lives by example. I even had one of my answers was Batman, because it was something I wanted to be when I was 5, and I thought it was silly because the book that I read said put all of them down, every single one of them, right? And when I wrote it down, I realized the reason why I wanted to be Batman, as I was scrutinizing and weighing things out, is because Batman's one of the few heroes that is not only human, right? He's just human. He doesn't have the powers of it, but still he's a human. He could die at any moment. And even with that, he still throws himself in that danger and sacrifices himself, kind of like Christ in that way, nonstop, no matter what. And he's also got such strong morals, you could put a gun to his family's head and say, kill this person, he wouldn't do it. Even with the horror right there, I mean, obviously he'd find a way to save everybody in the story, but the reality there is he never compromises. He's always Batman. Even when he's Bruce Wayne, he's always Batman. Right? So that's what I realized about that. And I'm gonna, for the sake of time, since we only have 5 minutes, I'm gonna skip the rest of the sharing. And we're gonna go into, we already did this part too. This is great. Digging deeper, ask why. You can do this on your own, where you take some of those and you put them out and you really start to scrutinize the why for each one. Narrow it down. So what you want to do with this list, right, is that I encourage everybody to put at least 25 in each category on your own, but go until you're done. It's not, the experiment won't be fully realized. You don't, once you do this, it's not like you have to do this every few weeks of your life. It lasts for years until you have to revisit this idea. But write down everything that you can imagine and then narrow it down to from the 25 to 10, from 10 to 5, and then from 5 to 1, all the while comparing strawberries to cherries and saying, why do I like one better than the other? What detail about it is more important than the other? And imagine that you only have one life to live and you're only allowed to choose one in each 5 of these categories until the end of your life. This doesn't limit you and mean that you'll never be able to change your mind on it, but what it does is it focuses your efforts so that the next time someone comes into your life and says, hey, can you dedicate this time to me next week or the next following 3 weeks? And you look at your goals and go, yeah, but if I did that, it takes away from my goal that's going to take the rest of my life to complete. I can't do that. You'll be able to actually see, oh, maybe that someone asks you to do something and you find out it's actually aligned with your goals. And you're like, I definitely want to do that more. Like, how can I help even more with this? The point is that you need to define and narrow down the choices and pathways in your life so that you have this burning yes in you to say yes and remind yourself of, yes, I want to go see the cherry blossoms. I want to have a nice home with 10 ukuleles. I want to go to Mexico to learn. And the only way I'm going to get there is to have the job that I want and the money that I want and the family that I want to grow. I want to see my child get born, right? All of these take so much effort and we have no way of knowing when we're going to get there. You might as well assume they're going to take the rest of your life and keep working for it, because some of these may take the rest of your life to get. And so there's never a time where anything outside of these goals that you create are more important. Doesn't mean you can't do that. Maybe you find yourself caught up and you're on waiting lists for other stuff to happen. Like, your degree doesn't come tomorrow, it comes in 2 years, right? And those will be the times when you get those freebies and you can just have fun and explore your life. You can still have diversity, but the point of this exercise is to narrow it down so that you really focus on your life and you find that passion you need that then drives you. And one of the added bonuses is it also gets rid of a lot of vices. A lot of the things we do that waste our time, the stuff we indulge in, the drinking, the different things that we do that we think, oh, we're just doing to blow off stress. It's not there because of that. We're doing most of those because we don't have enough purpose and motivation to do something else. And that's a really big thing. You'll realize you have more money, you have more opportunity, things will just fall into your life that you never could have imagined if only you focus it on purpose and meaning. So I want everybody, I challenge you guys don't have to, but to run it through these next few questions on your own. The SMART acronym, I'm sure you guys have heard of that before. SMART, right? It's on here too: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. As you're narrowing it down, you're going to use that acronym to keep weighing out why not only you want something else, but maybe like I said, maybe you want to go to Tokyo, you want to have a family, all these things, and you realize, wait a second, I can't live in Tokyo if I want these. The odds are really low. And so then that becomes less of a priority and you have to get even more scrutinizing with, okay, so what about Tokyo? What about this? And if you guys can see at the very end, there's one last page that says, write and or draw a sketch containing all 5 things. And that's for subliminal motivation. It's anything impressed on the subconscious mind will be automatically carried out and acted upon by the conscious mind. And this is a psychological truth and a philosophy, if you will, mostly designed by a lot of people, but Andrew Carnegie and Napoleon Hill. And he really believes, as do I, that if only you were to articulate and talk to yourself and find out those details, that things start to work out, whether you are making them happen or not. It just kind of falls in place. So that's my little group on purpose at your fingertips. Right. I hope you guys liked it.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
This is new too. This is one that I've never actually designed. I've just been kind of winging it at work based off another group we have called One Step at a Time that talks about goals. And I had a bunch of patients they kept telling me, I'd be like, give me a goal. And they couldn't come up with any goals. And I was like, what goal do you want in life? I don't know. And I found out they don't know what they even want. They don't even know what they want to have, what they want to see, what they want to do. And I was like, well, I'm going to create a group about that. And I just started kind of piecing together the stuff I know about self-help, personal development, and psychology. And then John gave me the opportunity to make it down. This is going to be my final project. I'm going to research. I'm going to add more to it. I'm going to make an entire, this isn't going to be my honors project. This is going to be the one I do for because you said the final project is this, right? It's like a full job. So I'm going to do this the full one. And if anybody has any suggestions at any point or any insights, please let me know. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is good.
Yeah.
I wanted to do one for that I thought you guys could. I had a couple of different ideas. I was like, this is probably the most relevant for students in general in life.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's the biggest issues we're having now with the spike in depression is not just certain ideologies, I think, but it's also the fact that we don't, your guys' generation especially, doesn't really know how to find purpose. And you think it's this thing that, like, we always thought this a little bit like it's some kind of lightning bolt that'll hit you, kind of like the partner who's the one. Instead of realizing that you choose somebody and then you make them the one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of illusions that were already around in my day and before, but they've gotten more rapid because of the internet, the ease of the internet.
Yeah, I feel like it's
more.
a lot more influence and pressure doing it to be like, this is what you should be, instead of thinking what you really want.
Yeah, the biggest push being the fact that we told every single person they should all go to school. not to be pessimistic towards the students.
Right, yes. I like that.
Thank
That
you.
was great to get some feedback for you.
They gave me some good stuff. I don't really see, I see groups that talk about the most vague version of this, right? That I've never even seen one in the public that literally drive homes like, forget about your you don't even, we're not even gonna talk about rumination, depression, we're not gonna talk about anxiety and how to combat it or tools against it. Let's just talk about purpose and maybe that'll all just fall away.
Right, yeah.
It's the inoculation to it.
Uh-huh.
Right, so that's my purpose in the future is to make that the focus as opposed to like the bad stuff that we want to try to fix.
Right. No, that is awesome. That was good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for doing it with me.
All right.
I'll see you. I'll still submit the digital too on mine.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Hi. Yeah. What's the scholastics charge? Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if it's though, because I contested James' charge of the digital